How many damaged?
2 cases. I blew a snorter. Couldn't see the jib boom for spray.
Will Mr. Watson object to his loss?
Well, he has the rest 2 days early.
But damage?
Well, he can't have everything. And for prompt delivery, he promised us another cargo.
Has he been aboard?
No, he sent word to say he'd be along presently. Well, what news with you?
Well, it's been more peaceful from the father away at his sister's. But Elizabeth's in a foul humour. Letter after letter from Daniel Fogarty and all unopened, Sarah says.
Unopened?
She broke a teapot in her temper and keeps dropping things.
She's whimsical enough to cope with herself, leave alone marry a seaman. Yeah, but Frazer should call again.
He's been left a house by his aunt. It has a coach and 4 and croquet loans.
Croquet loans, eh?
And we have rats in the warehouse, but I've set traps.
I must see Albert Frazer again. With the mainmast to replace, new rigging, it'll all cost.
Jay.
They sell them in the market in La Rochelle.
It's lovely. Hadn't you better inform Mr. Watson of the damage to his crates?
He'll be here presently.
It's not like him to be unpunctual.
He has his worries, no doubt.
So you thought glass didn't matter? You thought that?
It was a small shipment from La Rochelle. Parcels to top off on deck.
Onedin's deck?
Yes.
But you gave no thought to my displeasure.
'Tis shillings and pence, man. I didn't think you'd trifle with such freight.
I'll be the judge of that. If I'm to do you favours, I want some in return. Is that clear?
Look, a few crates on the deck,
It's
that's...
cargo to him, man. I'll not countenance such encouragement. Every impecunious ship owner that we encourage takes away from us all. And there's the good name of the port to consider. Every bankruptcy is listed. Did you know that? Every accretion of ill will and loss of confidence is marked against all of us. As substantial men as well.
I don't follow you.
You've got a foot in the India trade, have you not? My ships.
Yes.
Well, if you want to use them, you'll offend me least by allowing me the inconvenience of carrying your parcels, too. Tell Onedin you found the shipment unsatisfactory, just as you like. I'll leave that to you. Ah, Edmund, this is my son. Edmund, Mr. Watson of Watson & Watson.
Morning, sir.
Now, I've got a special task for you, lad. Mr. Watson here's got a lot of fetching and carrying once done. You know, coastal stuff and cross-channel. His parcels. And I want you to see that nothing is too small for us to carry. And place yourself at his disposal.
Certainly, Mr. Watson.
But remember, nothing is too small for us, provided we carry the lot. Hmm?
All right.
Right, Mr. Watson. Well, you can't want better than that, can you? I might even put in a clause covering any damages.
Damages?
Oh, haven't you heard? You've got that in store.
At least you could read what he writes.
I'll open them when I feel like it, not before.
Well, there's no need to snap my head off. You'll be away for months. If you feel poorly, you should see a doctor.
Any more tea in the pot? You're going out so soon?
That child kept me awake all night.
The baby can't be expected to know you're fretting.
Well, you could at least stop his crying.
The baby? Oh, that's the way it gets its exercise. Didn't you know that?
I didn't know you were an authority.
You know, she's getting worse.
And he's getting further away.
Who is?
Daniel Fogarty.
Oh, yes, yes. Well, as soon as she's off our hands, the better.
Well, why Daniel has to wait until he's made a captain is beyond me.
Well, you're making certain that he'll be in a position to give the girl everything she wants. I can understand that. I mean, I'd be the same.
Oh, Robert Hush. He's dropped off now. Don't wake him up.
No going to sea for you, my lad.
Where's the old man?
I'll speak to Mr. Lyons alone.
What's all the mystery?
Your captain had a heart attack last night.
Heart attack. Sam, he's got no heart.
He had a seizure ashore in Copenhagen and was brought to the agents.
Steward, was he?
Might have been, I didn't ask.
Is he dead?
Nobody can't be moved.
Good God, poor old Sam. He's been turned to stone by his missus. There's nothing to come home to but a pack of trouble. Well, thanks for bringing me the news.
I'm mate on the Thomasina. They brought me off to take you home.
You're to take her home?
The agent's instructions. Here's his letter.
I don't want to see no letter.
Well, here it is.
I've carried this ship for years. I've nursed Sam Barrett through more horrors than... They can't have put a boy over me.
Fogarty's the name. Captain Fogarty.
It's no good. Callan's putting the squeeze on me.
Well, if it's breakages, you know what the bay's like. I took damage myself.
It's nothing to do with breakages.
I knew you were a sharp man, Watson, but your own man for all that.
Look, you've no clipper ships. Callan has. I'm dependent on him for my India trade. And I'm afraid I shall have to deduct for breakages.
You can't do that.
From your time bonus.
2 days early.
And 2 crates lost. Why don't you try another port? My clerk will pay you off, but this is the last time, I'm afraid.
But the coastal trade, now that you promised.
I suggested you might. Now it's been suggested to me, I might not.
Splintered woodwork up topside. Sure you wouldn't like to add some worm to it?
Good day to you, Mr. Frazer. Surprised to see you aboard this packet.
Why? Has he brought fever home?
She'll generate enough heat in another quarter.
Ah. You got Mr. Watson's in an ill humour.
Callan's breathing down his neck.
And?
Well, promised extra cargo, now there's none.
Oh, there are other merchants.
I'll find them. You've seen the damage up topside. I've a hatch stove in and I'm jury rigged. A couple of days' work for your yards.
Oh, you'll have to wait a few weeks yet. The yards are busy on my new steam pinnace.
You're wasting your time.
I take it you've little fancy for the floating kettles.
The wind blows free for every man's use. Steamships are expensive to build, even more expensive to run. They burn costly fuel, which takes up valuable stowage space. They catch fire, blow up, turn turtle.
Those are the disadvantages. Have you considered the main advantage?
What?
The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. But I came to talk to you about another matter. An aunt of mine has left me a house.
Oh, I answered.
But there's a snag.
Well, there's always a snag.
And there's another aunt that goes with it.
Well, the one should pay for the other.
Come and see it.
See, it's out another time.
You see, the aunt I've inherited bites.
Bites?
If you were with me, it might impose a politeness. She's too critical of me, but with you present, she might mend her manners. I'd think it a favor.
New hatch cover, new rig. You must have a foreman to spare. Huh?
Oh, perhaps we should make it more social. It's a handsome house. You could bring your wife. And perhaps Miss Elizabeth.
Elizabeth?
Yes.
She has been out of sorts.
Country air, then.
If you could do it in 10 days, my repairs.
Very well. 10 days. And Mr. Fogarty's abroad and will not inconvenience us.
Oh, he'll be smelling nice for a month yet.
It's no good looking for a favourable wind. We missed the ebb. May as well be hove to, wait for the flood.
Rouse the watch below.
They've only just turned in.
Turn him out again.
Oh, I couldn't.
What?
You're a young fella, Captain, with your way to make. But I know these lads.
Know him, do you? Well, if you don't step lively, you'll be in the forecastle with them, blowing their noses all the way home. Get below when you're told.
Snapper.
Mr. Lyons,
Hey, what is it now?
they say that every quick trip, one man's broke. Is it going to be you? Because I'm going to club all around that point.
Club hauler?
That's what I said.
If our anchor holds.
Still old. Said a smart passage and I meant it. Stand by to clear the weather anchor.
Aye, aye, sir.
Rouse the carpenter.
You'll have no regrets, Mr. Watson. None whatsoever. Father is most concerned to carry all your parcels.
Ah, Mr. Watson, everything to your satisfaction? You've noticed the damages clause.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Callan.
Well, you'll have no regrets.
Well, thank you, sir, and good day to you.
Good day to you, sir.
Mr. Watson?
Thank you.
Satisfied customer.
You put pressure on him, Father.
Oh, for his own good.
Surely James Onedin's not that important.
Alone? No, not a bit of it. You see, you've got to learn to fight for your own patch. You can't have these upstarts butting in. Bad for credit when credit's scarce. Besides, there's the look of the thing. Top dog's top dog, or he might as well retire.
Do you think Onedin will go bankrupt?
Well, like as not. He's precious little reserves, and he was hard put to it to pay his crew a while back.
I wonder if they'll stay with him.
What's that?
Onedin's crew. Will they stay with him?
He's only got a mate. I hadn't thought of that.
Oh, I don't think we should get involved.
Where's
Father.
that American clipper sailing to?
Frisco Belle?
Ah.
She's for Boston.
Ask her master to come and see me before he sails, will you?
What on earth are you doing?
Oh, well, I was trying on this jacket.
You were dancing.
Yeah, I tried a step or two.
You dancing?
Aye. Business has made a Cinderella of me. Albert Frazer's invited us to his house. And Elizabeth.
Elizabeth?
Aye. It appears his aunt's a severe critic of him, and he wishes us to go for a visit and sweeten her.
Is it a ball then?
Oh, just thought I'd try on the suit.
And dance?
Well, the two go together. I danced in this suit once. In Sydney. After a regatta.
I would never have thought to see yourself
What, dancing in Sydney?
dancing at all.
Well, I've been too busy.
It'd be a change not to be. But you've no partner, alas.
I had in Sydney.
And here?
Perhaps we can go to a new dress.
It must be business. What was your partner like in Sydney?
A Commodore's daughter.
Oh.
Beauty she was. But flawed.
Her purse?
Frostbite.
Frostbite in Sydney?
No, a tongue. I didn't meet her mother's approval. Frostbite and frostbite are perfect team.
Perhaps she was lucky.
No. I was. Do you think you could persuade Elizabeth to come?
Will Albert Frazer never give up on that score?
Would I ever give up on any score? I'm serious about the dress.
Fogarty would never allow it if he were home.
Fogarty will not be home for a month.
I'll mention it to Sarah, then it doesn't look so obvious.
Obvious?
As coming from you.
Well, perhaps we should dance.
You must mark my card, sir. First, I have to clear the rat traps. Our ballroom has uninvited guests. Oh. If only you had an aunt with a house to leave.
If there's any about, I shall get one.
James? James?
Robert, what are you doing here?
My business partner come to check the accounts. What else?
James, you've been avoiding me.
Have I?
Well, you haven't been round to the house since you returned.
Oh, forgive me, Robert, but since Anne and I have become a pair of social butterflies, we just haven't had the time.
Yes, well, I heard the Charlotte Rose was damaged.
Oh, a mere trifle, 50 or 60 pounds should put it to rights.
50 or 60 pounds?
Courage, brother Robert, courage.
Yes, but she's already mortgaged for 250 pounds, and this place for another 200.
And creditors approaching from all points of the compass. But fear not, Robert. Our money worries will soon be at an end. For this weekend, we are cultivating an alliance with a shipyard.
Country weekend, she said, with Mr. Fraser's aunt. He's been left the house in a state, but the aunt has to live there all her days. A tartar by all accounts.
Oh, I don't see what it has to do with me.
Well, it's just socialising. Anne's very keen to go, and she's to have a new gown. It's a step up.
Step up?
The social ladder.
Well, whatever it is, it's got nothing to do with me.
You don't mean to say you won't go?
I have other things to think of.
anchor doesn't bite to our ground.
She'll bite. Now, that anchor's got to come out like the 14th child. Heave away handsomely. Backs. Backs. Bend your backs.
Look at that shore. Hell's teeth in those rocks. And all for the sake of a day. Must be in a hurry to be home.
All the Manions. Mr. Lyons, are you waiting for your pension?
All the Manions!
Oh, go? She's got to go. She's my sister.
She doesn't say it quite like that, but she isn't well.
What difference does that make?
She's not herself.
Now, listen. Fraser's going to repair the ship for next to nothing. He wants Elizabeth there, so she'll be there. Yes! What do you want?
Leave to go ashore, sir.
All right. Take care that you're back in time to take the ship to Fraser's yards.
But Mr. Baines has hardly left her in weeks.
Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, where are you going? Not that.
No, sir. I got a sister in Wellington Street, sir.
Oh, very well, then. Carry on.
Aren't you going to pay him?
No.
And you must sign your name for it, Mr. Baines.
Oh, I'm not so sure.
After I taught you, you've finished making your mark for good.
Very well, ma'am. I'll have a try.
Well done, Mr. Baines.
Thank you, ma'am.
Take care you're back in time.
Aye, aye, sir.
He's your right hand. You'd do better to let him appreciate it.
I won't have time.
I thought it would enhance my colour, but I've no confidence.
It'll do,
And is that all?
if that's what you want.
Oh, I wish you'd come. I won't enjoy it without company. The aunt's a dragon by all accounts. Her name's Letitia. She terrifies Albert,
But not James.
but he's never met her.
Is it Albert's idea, then?
Yes. Oh, won't you come? There'll be games, perhaps, and charades, everything they do.
Who?
The quality.
I can see your heart set on a social adventure.
Not on my own. Oh, Elizabeth, to please me.
Oh, very well.
You will?
To please you. And to get away from Sarah's child. I could profit from a night's sleep.
I think I'll try a topsail, Mr. Lyons.
Topsail? She's crowding all she can. You'll have the sticks out of her.
It'll take more yet. If you please. I mean to give her a good run for her money.
Hoist the topsail!
Get this wrapped up and take it across the Frisco Bell. She's to slip to Boston tonight, and I owe her captain a favour, so present my compliments and... No. Say from a well-wisher. He's a dry stick on a dry boat.
But if I'm to take it, he'll know who it's from.
Oh, no matter. Take care to get ashore fast, though.
Mr. Baines is adrift. Has he been in here, left any word?
No.
Well, then they'll have got him.
Got him?
Well, he wouldn't have quit without leaving word.
There are other mates, surely.
Well, not as cheap. Listen, what ships are in? Listed along the dock.
Hold on a minute.
Any of Callan's?
Oh, no, none of his own. No. There's a charter clipper here. Look, the San Francisco Bell.
10 to 1 our cruiser boarding house package. If he was drunk, they'll have got him.
Well, you can't be sure of that.
No, but... Well, I'll just see his sister again. If he's not there, there'll be no doubt.
A well-wisher, huh? Your father is a dry old stick.
That's exactly what he said of you, Captain.
And is that all?
He said I'm to get ashore fast.
Hold it. You'd better show him the package, Hayes.
The package?
This way, sir.
Who is he?
No name. We had to give them names.
Is this what my father wanted?
It's got nothing to do with your father. He just fell off the dock and we caught him.
These are the men?
Not Liverpool. They all signed on in Riga.
But these men are in a terrible condition.
And in 10 minutes, they'll all be sailormen. You'd better get off.
Looking for the Yankee clipper. Frisco Bell.
Just been towed out.
Well, where's she bound?
Boston.
Boston?
Yeah, Boston and New York. If you've missed her, you're well out of her, mate. Bully Hayes is on board, and Hans package writ all over her.
I haven't missed her. Not yet, I haven't.
Oh, what's this? Early or on the tiles?
I've been here all night.
I told you, Mother, you're probably tied up at your cousin's. A musical evening, I said.
I went aboard the Frisco Bell.
All right.
I saw that man.
Oh. What man?
The package.
What, a chair?
There was a forecastle full of men, all in the same condition, all brutally treated.
Don't you worry about that, son. They're hard men. They know nothing else. Respond to nothing else. Nothing better than a lot of old lags, most of them.
And you had that man shanghaied.
Shanghai, that's for the storybooks.
Clint, then.
I've got a business to run, a waterfront business.
It's Onedin's mate, isn't it? Baines.
So you will give them names. They were born anonymous, most of them. They'll certainly die anonymous. But why should that trouble you? You've got a station in life, and I've fought so that you don't have to step below it.
But surely,
No,
Father...
what's that? It's hard to grow up, Edmund. I don't think I don't know it, but grow up you must. Right. Everybody's equal in the sight of God, and they should be grateful for it. But that's where it ends. In commerce, it's value for money and catch as can.
Catch as can.
Ah. You've had an expensive education like your sisters. University, grand tour, more than I had. But this port, you know, wasn't built by college know-alls, nor our empire neither. We took it by the sword, and by the sword we'll hold it. And the same thing applies in business. There are some that do and some that explain, and it's been my great hope that you'll be a doer. Well, I know it's come as a bit of a shock, and I'm proud of your Christian upbringing. But you'd better get along to Watson. Then you can take him out to lunch and sweeten your tongue on him. You'd appreciate a conscience, would Mr. Watson?
You mustn't go.
She has to drop the pilot at the river mouth. Oh, to catch her there.
Oh, we're leaving for our weekend with Albert Frazer.
Aye, well, you must apologise for me. Say that I shall come as soon as I can.
Can you board this American clipper? Just like that, I mean?
I can't manage without Baines.
How are you going to get him off?
I'll find that out when I get aboard.
Baines, mate of the Charlotte Roads. Volacek. No, Baines the name is. Volacek. You forgot D&D. D&D? Deaf and dumb. No, Baines!
You're determined, then? What's that?
Oh, I'm hungry. I want to be prepared. Those Yankee boats are governed by one law, the fist.
But firearms?
Just for show.
You mean if they won't listen to
Look, if the pilot's aboard, they must listen to me.
Must?
They can't crimp from me.
Oh, I should be coming with you and not preparing myself for idle chatter with Frazer's aunt. Have you told anybody?
The harbour board, they just left. What's a sailor to them?
Be careful. I suddenly feel fearful.
Oh, it's the ironmongery. I've never seen it fired.
Then why take it?
In case they should crimp me.
You'll make light of it.
Captain in search of his mate?
Would you come in search of me?
Well, it depends.
Depends?
Depends on what you're taking with you.
Oh, take care. You suddenly seem so small.
Small?
Precious to me.
Yeah. You'll be in more danger from Aunt Letitia's tongue.
Yes. What am I going to call her?
Well, Aunt would suit me best. Come on. I shall see you at Frazer's. If not, I'll write you from Boston. Up the bow line. Stand by your sheets. All right. Cast off astern!
Had a seizure, did he? Well, I warned him to go easy on the bottle. Still, it was a bit of luck for you. Gave you a chance to prove yourself, which you have done.
Let go aft!
Oh, your future brother-in-law. He's got a headache.
Headache?
Lost his mate to the crimps. Should have kept him happy on board. But if you want to talk to him, I'll not stop you. My temper's not quite up to it.
Slept off for it! No time to chat. Either to you or your employer. You're home early.
He said you've lost your mate.
And you a ship, maybe?
No, I gained one. How's Elizabeth?
She's got a full program.
Full program? What do you mean, a full program? What do you mean, a full program?
Captains don't shout. They employ men to do that for them.
Volacek! Volacek! In my watch. Our job topsides all cleaned up and pretty to watch. Hayes is the name, gentlemen. Bully Hayes, and no other.
You know what Elizabeth's like, Mr. Frazer. Never on time.
We've the whole weekend in front of us.
I wish I were coming with you.
They slander you.
Slander me?
They said you were never ready and not on time. You look perfect.
Thank you. Where's James?
He's had to put to sea.
Oh, perfection multiplies then. Come, the sooner we get there, the better.
We're in luck. She hasn't dropped a pilot yet.
Thanks, pilot. We'll be away. We've got a good wind.
Schooner! Ah, it's the Charlotte Rhodes. Captain Onedin's ship.
Country weekend? Well, she went to accompany Anne at Albert Fraser's house.
Frazer. Did she know I was home?
Be assured, Daniel, there's nothing to it. You see, James thought...
James?
Well, she wanted to go. Well, you know, first she didn't, and
My
then she
ship
did.
was listed at Falmouth. Why didn't you tell her?
The Thomasina?
The Caledonia, and put on her as master.
Master? Well, congratulations.
Well, she must have known. Did you not read my letters? I sent a special delivery from Falmouth.
Yes, well, she's not been herself.
Did she not read my letters?
No.
No?
Be assured, Daniel, when she sees you, you will be welcome.
That's the shoppy's answer.
Now, look here.
Do you think I don't know what James is about? Is there anything about that man I do not know? And not ought this fly without one hand free to cover his purse. Now, where is this house?
Surely you're not thinking of going round.
I mean to be married this leave and your brother can go hang. Now, where is it?
Is she asking us for parley?
Parley, these shifts run damn quick.
He's not going to give way, sir. He's got more to lose than us. And he's still got the pilot aboard as referee.
He's asking for assistance, Captain.
Pilot, I have the deck. When I want your opinion, you'll be asked.
If she's asking for assistance, you must come about.
Mister, you wouldn't love a day on the Barbary coast.
We're in British waters, Captain. You run that ship down and you could face a Board of Trade inquiry. Your charterers would be involved.
Let's tickle his jet for him.
Ah, sir. Hands the halyards!
I'm bound to warn you formally, Captain.
What you got? Kidney trouble? Bring her up!
Aye, sir!
Right. Go on the border in the jolly boat. Keep her in irons. The wind changes, bring down the mainsail.
Can't handle the mainsail on my own, sir.
Cut the halyard, then.
Cut it?
You won't get back without me. My name's Onedin, master of the Charlotte Rhodes. I understand you have my mate aboard, Crimp from Liverpool.
Didn't run us down for that, did you? No man aboard this ship is crimped.
His name's Baines. I mean to find him.
No man of that name aboard here.
He's aboard, all right. I shan't leave without him. There he is. Mr. Baines!
That man's name is Volacek. He signed on in Riga. An act of charity. He's D&D.
D&D?
Deaf and dumb. They're all D&D from Riga.
Looks as though you've had a wasted trip, mister. But you can take the pilot off. His kidney's playing up.
And this is the breakfast room, though breakfast was never served in it that I can remember. What do you think, Mrs. Onedin?
It's a handsome room.
You like China?
I've not enough of it.
Well, do sit down. My dear? You are not here to evict me, Albert.
Certainly not. It was Aunt Edna's wish that you should continue your days here.
And you are not married yet, then? And no sign?
No.
Because he has too pretty a tongue. What do you say, Mrs. Onedin?
I like a man who can explain himself.
Thank you. And you, Miss Onedin?
I'm at somewhat of a loss.
That makes two of you, then. I must say I am disappointed that your husband is not here.
And I should like to see him in such exquisite surroundings.
I did not mean that. If this house needs anything, it needs a man about it. Well, serve her, Albert. Warm the ladies, rest them, be attentive to them, but above all, do not dither.
There is Mark. Dated and signed in Riga. If he could speak, he'd tell you himself.
Mr. Baines, did you make that mark?
That man don't parley except through his own officers. He's crew.
He can write his name.
Who, him?
He can write his name and would have done so where he legally signed.
He couldn't write his name to save his neck.
Let him write his name. Pilot.
That's fair, Captain. Let him write his name.
Grim. You think I don't know my own mate when I see him? And what's more, he's been badly beaten. You can't take a man from a British port and do as you like. Pilot, you must bear witness to my complaint. I expect you were under orders.
We ain't under nobody's orders.
If you're under charter to a British port, you'll have to return him. And don't think I won't make it hot for you. There won't be a charter who won't have heard about this. And when Callan finds
It's nothing to do with Mr. Callan. We got him in a bag.
all I want's my mate. And nothing said.
I'm bound to say, Captain, that Board of Trade regulations insist
You and the Board of Trade. Take him.
And if you want nothing more said, I'll have his wages.
Wages?
2 days' work. Or would that be $1?
What are you running, mister? A blackbatter?
$1. And nothing said.
I should have run you down.
Here. You must have something to take home to your sister in Wellington Street.
What is it? Is it Aunt Letitia? She's very outspoken and has more than the normal capacity for putting her foot in it.
I like her. And your house.
But you're not enjoying yourself as you were meant to. It's strange, isn't it? How things we plan are seldom as enjoyable as those that just happen.
I wouldn't say that.
Wouldn't you?
No.
Me aunt thinks I've no way with me. She could write a handbook for a beau, but is still unmarried herself. Am I bothering you? Me attentions? Me aunt is careful to see that Anne is occupied. Shall I get you a glass of something?
You're very attentive. But everything at which you hint is out of the question. Irrevocably so.
You're not yourself.
No.
And I am unworthy of your confidence?
I can't tell you. Oh, dear, Albert.
Out of my way!
Who's that?
Fogarty!
What on earth is going on here?
What have you done?
If I've told you once, I've told you 20 times. You bespoke to me and will not play these fancy games in my absence.
For goodness sake!
I haze the crew off way up a channel. What do I find? But you and your dancing mastering the same old song. Well, I've had about enough. Is that clear?
Who is this person, pray? Pocock! Pocock!
Yes, madam.
Did he send in a card?
No,
Have
madam.
you a
Card?
card, sir? Do you usually come in unannounced?
My name is Captain
I care not
Fogarty.
what your name is, sir. The manner of your entrance is description enough. Is this person in any way connected with you?
Yes.
In that case, sir, you will oblige me by removing your headgear.
Aunt Letitia. Yes. Miss Elizabeth is me guest.
Who is that?
Oh, go away from me! Please. Please. Go away from me. Just that.
Got here so soon because the man went sick. Nothing to come home to, they said. But a pack of trouble.
I felt awful. And so ashamed. I just couldn't go on staying there. I am sorry for spoiling the weekend. What am I going to do now?
What can you do but face it? For every action there's a consequence, and you must face the consequence.
You've guessed.
I wondered. Tonight I was sure.
But you didn't say anything?
It's not my business. But Daniel Fogarty's a fine man and will make as good a husband as any. You're not the first, and I dare say you're not the last. You should be glad.
Glad?
Do you think I don't have thoughts myself? I'm married these 3 months and live in hope.
Well, I'm not glad.
No. But you make up with Daniel and do as he says. I don't know what James will say.
What's it got to do with him?
Your brother.
Ever since I've known, I've thought of no one but Albert.
Albert?
Well, it should be Daniel who occupies my thoughts exclusively, but it isn't. It isn't. I feel nothing but regret every time he enters a room.
Who's there? Is there anybody there?
Robert!
Oh, I saw your lights. What's going on? I thought you were away for the weekend.
We changed our minds.
Oh, why?
It was a mistake to go there. Elizabeth's been foolish. She's going to have a child, Daniel's child.
Yes.
Oh, my God. And you knew? And yet you go off spending the weekend at Albert Frazer's. Fogarty. Does he know?
Not yet.
Albert Frazer?
Of course not.
Well, who else knows then? Does James?
No.